My best friend knew somebody else who was very close to him. He came out to a lot of friends, and the friends had told other people they weren't very accepting. They bullied him a lot in school, and it led to him shooting himself.
Welcome to shOUT's documentary, Words Are Like Bullets. And we're very fortunate in sourcing this documentary to have some very brave young people who are gay and non-gay to talk about their experiences of homophobic bullying. We had two goals for this documentary. One was that if it could even stop and make one person think about not using homophobic language in school, or ultimately if it allowed one young LGBT person to come out. So if this documentary can do that, we'd be very happy with it.
I'm not a lesbian, but my twin sister is. When you came out, we were teenagers.
Yeah.
And sure, you don't think of how to deal with things as a teenager.
It was hard for me to come out to our brothers.
Yeah.
Because I was nervous. I knew they wouldn't react. I knew they'd be fine, but I was nervous how their friends would react. Because it's not just them you have to think about, because they're teenagers and hanging out and everything like that, and as teenagers or kids go around saying, oh, that's gay, oh, that's gay, oh, that's gay. I take them aside and say, do you know what that means? And I explain it to them that way, and then a few years later I actually came out to them and they were going, oh, that makes sense. But they never got any hassle whatsoever from their friends, even though their friends knew that I was gay. So in that respect, very, very lucky. But there are people out there who aren't so lucky.
Hello, I'm a young Irish lesbian teenager, and although I have not come out openly in school or around the neighbourhood, I have still witnessed acts of homophobia. Some not too bad, but some very hurtful. And this simply isn't right for any LGBT people out there who are being discriminated against. My first meeting with homophobia was when I told my mother I thought I was bisexual. She asked all the usual questions, how did I know, etc. But in the end she still didn't believe me. She said it was all in my head, and that I was killing my brain thinking about that stuff, and that when she was my age she never thought about sexuality. I hadn't expected her to react so badly, but again, it's not as bad as some parents can be. I was upset, but my mother is nonetheless a great mother, and just because she doesn't believe I'm not straight, it doesn't affect any other parts of our relationship. Also, I thought that when my mother said she never thought about girls when she was my age, my obvious answer in my head was that she never had to, because she never felt attracted to them because she was straight.
The fear of what family might think, what friends might think, because I know people who've told me that they've told their parents and the parents made them move out of the house and they wouldn't accept them at all, and yeah, that to me is bullying.
One of my best friends, she's lesbian, and only in the last few weeks she told her mother. She's known for like 2-3 years, but she's just too afraid to tell her mother. And her mother had no problem with it, but it was just getting to it. And some people she won't tell at all, but I don't know, I think it's crazy.
And at the start, telling people, it's scary.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, once you've told about 3 people, then after that it's actually quite fun. You're like, oh, I'm going to tell this person, and I'm going to tell this person, and it's really fun, yeah.
It took me like 6 months to try and actually convince my friends that I was gay. But no, it's actually really good coming out, and you just feel great after.
I had a really good friend in school, and I came out to her, and next minute she didn't speak to me. She avoided me, and I'm so, what is wrong? I called up to her house one day, and she said, oh, I can't be anywhere near you. And I'm going, why? And she said, because you're gay. And I'm sort of going, so? I says, I don't fancy you. And then she got offended because I didn't fancy her, and I'm sort of going, you're not my type.
Yeah.
You're a very good friend of mine. I want to hang out with you. I miss hanging out with you. I like our chats. I like sitting around having a cup of tea with you and on a Saturday or something. But why can't we do that anymore? Oh, because I might turn out gay. And I'm sort of going, it's not contagious. It's not the flu. If it was, it would be easier. This isn't a choice. It's not something you wake up,
oh, I think I'm going to be gay today.
I met homophobia in school. This was the place I noticed it most. Firstly, none of the students would even talk about being LGBT, except from bagging it, e.g. saying, that's so gay, etc. Secondly, in SPHE class, our teacher said some very homophobic things, and I thought that was the class that you could talk about anything in and be accepted. But no, our teacher said that gay people have something wrong in their heads. She also says she thinks gay people shouldn't be allowed to adopt children because it would teach the children that being gay is normal. I thought these were awful things to be heard from an SPHE teacher. Also in school one day, my friends and I were chatting. It was about the mocks as they were presently going on, and some other girl in our year was listening, and she thought one of my friends said she was gay, even though she's not, and she never said she was. But the girl ran off laughing and yelling, everyone, guess what, is gay. This was very hurtful to me because although it wasn't pointed at me, what if my friend was gay? I'm sure she'd have been really hurt. Furthermore, in school, there was homophobia with my friends. One of my best friends used the phrase, that's so gay, constantly. And I asked her not to, but she said she couldn't help it, that it is a habit.
It's not a disease or whatever you want to call it. Like, it's not just some phase like a lot of people think. It's people's lives, like, you know, it's not a joke or anything like that. It's people's lives. And I just hope more people kind of understand that it's a part of who they are, and it shouldn't change how you treat them depending on whether they're straight, gay, lesbian, bi, whatever, transgender.
My other friend, she's not a best friend, just a friend, but still. We had nearly 2 classes every day together, and we both walked to the bus stop together. And she really liked this guy on her bus, and she was head over heels for him. She was saying he's mine and everything, although they weren't going out. But someone told her that he's gay. I still don't know if he even is gay, but from then on she hated him. She talked to me about it, not knowing that I'm lesbian. She said how she hated gay people and that she didn't like it and that it was awful, etc.
If you're a true friend to someone and they come to you with this huge thing that's going to affect their lives forever because of the way people treat them, and if they're true friends, they'll accept it for you as a person, not for the title and not for the stereotype or whatever is in their heads about it. They can ask you questions and have a greater understanding. But if they're your true friend, or, you know, if they love you enough to trust you in making the right decisions for you, they'll accept you. And I think that's a huge thing. But then it's different for families. Like, friends are one thing, but family is different because they're around you all the time, and you have your fights and you have your laughs, and you're sitting down having dinner together. And I can only imagine how horrible it is for your parents. It just breaks my heart when I hear of it, that parents can't accept their children for being gay or lesbian. It really does. It breaks my heart. I can't.
That's
But it's
because
there.
you're a parent now.
If she came to me and said that she was lesbian, I go, grand. Just be careful.
If you're like me and you just have gay friends and you're not gay yourself, don't treat them any different, like, around other people. Like, you may have straight friends, you might treat your gay ones differently around them. I don't. Like, you know, I tell my friends openly, oh yeah, well, she's gay, like, if you have a problem with it, you can bog off, like, you know.
Being gay, being a lesbian, being transgender, being anything like that is a tiny, tiny part of you. It's a tiny thing. It doesn't even make you.
No.
The thing that makes you is everything else. That's just one little thing about you. It's not what you are, it's not what you're about. And I know myself, I am not 100% comfortable with being gay. I don't think I ever will be, but I am trying. And that is because that is from the love and support from my family. And me realising every single day that, yeah, okay, it is only a tiny little part of me. It doesn't make me me. I make me me. I annoy people and...
You be yourself.
Yeah.
Just so happens that you like the same sex. Shouldn't matter.
In my area, I've a best friend that's gay. I've a friend that doesn't know whether he's gay or straight, but wants to be straight, but was with lads. And then I have a girl that's a friend that is bisexual, and then there are the people here in shOUT, but the rest of them then are straight. Well, I have family members as well that are bisexual. We get along like any other person would. They just put it to the side. They'll ask questions if they have to get to know what exactly being gay or lesbian, transsexual, transgender or anything is, and they don't actually talk about it that much. And they might ask me, was I with this lad, or who was I with last, but that's about it. They're actually okay with it, and they won't get into detail, or if we're in fights or anything, they won't bring it up.
I'm thinking it's more ignorance and people not liking the abnormal. Like, it's not abnormal or anything, but, you know, some people would view it as that, and I don't think it is. Like, you know, it doesn't matter what someone's sexuality is, it's just who the person is, like, you know.
Me screaming out for acceptance for years, and I'm still doing it because of these small-minded people.
I suppose I have a more open view on things because, you know, I've had an array of things, and because I've had friends who were gay from an early age. Like, I've had, since I think I'm 14, I had my first openly gay friend, and, you know, I'd say it's just growing up around how, like, my parents, they never said, oh no, this. They let me be who I was and kind of explore curiosities and all that. So I suppose it could be kind of like that, you know, but I don't know. It's just having an open mind, I suppose.
They didn't understand the fact that they had a lesbian in their classroom. They had a lesbian in walking down the corridors. And the support I got from my family got me through that. It really did get me through that. Right.
Some schools wouldn't kind of have a support group. It wouldn't be a support group. You don't need a support group for something that's not a problem, do you know what I mean? And being gay isn't a problem, in my view anyways. But I don't know, I suppose it's having more awareness rather than kind of specific groups for people depending on their sexuality. I think it's just having more of a general awareness in schools.
Yeah, it does scare me being gay because of the way society is. And the only way I can get that out of my head is by seeing society change.
Don't be afraid to show who you are. Like, you are who you are, whether you're straight or gay. Just be yourself, and, you know, don't try get other people let you down or let other people get you down.
It's just the whole thing of society and a way you have to conform and behave and live your life. It's like, no. As long as you're kind and caring and trustworthy and respectful, then how does it matter how you live your life? You know, that's not enforced enough in our general living and growing up and learning and education. It's not enforced. Be kind, be strong, be happy, be respectful.
Power to the individual, power to a person who can stand up and say, look, I'm different. I mightn't be 100% comfortable with it, but it's my life, back off, let me live it.
At the end of the day is love who you are, and if, you know, the friends that you have, if they really are friends, they'll love you for who you are, not what you are or what you love.
I feel good about myself, and I know that I'm not hiding myself and lying to other people, and that support is always there. No matter what problems you have, there is somebody that can help you through any problems.
There are young people out there who don't have that support, and that is hard. That is really, really difficult, because you need that support from your family.
You know, they're going to get you through your teenage years, whether you want them to or not. they're still a huge part of your life. And if they don't accept you, you're going to go out going, what did I do wrong? Why do they not accept what I've come out and told them? And why do they keep trying to change me? Is there something wrong with me?
People are always going to make slight comments, even if you're not gay. Like, they're going to say about your hair and the way you dress. And anyway, like, so, don't, it doesn't matter what anyone thinks of you. As long as you have your friends and your family to support you, no one's going to hurt you. No one's going to be able to dig that, like, deep to you.
You disgusting creeps. Being gay is wrong. It's gross. The Bible even says you shouldn't marry one of the same sex. And you idiots, stop using God's gift of a rainbow for us straight people for your ugly addiction. You guys are so gross and deserve to be put down. You shouldn't be treated as good as a grain of sand is. I received that comment today and my heart absolutely broke. I'm really upset about that. It's closed-minded people like that who hurt LGBT people. Us LGBT people only want to share our love and find happiness in life, and it's homophobic people like those mentioned who should stop that.
It takes time for family members, for very close friends to get used to it. It does take time. And once they have accepted it within themselves, then the bullying will stop. But it's each individual person that needs to accept it and go, okay, there's nothing I can do about it. I have to let that person be that person, whoever it may be. That is the only way it's going to stop.
Homophobia is wrong and hurtful. Please help us put a stop to it.